All the Juggalos in recovery.
Just waiting. There we are. Hi, Josie. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it off. We already got this started. So today we are talking about the song "Every Day I Die," and the topic of it's really gonna be getting started in recovery. And so, first step, we're gonna just go ahead and go over the 12 steps, just for the people that aren't familiar. Step one, we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and that we couldn't handle life anymore. Step two, we came to believe that Carnival could help us screw our fucking heads on straight. Step three, we made a decision to not only serve ourselves, but also our community. Step four, we looked at ourselves deeply without fear to recognize the good and bad in us all. Step five, we open up to the carnival ourselves and other juggalos about the shitty and not so shitty things we did during our lives. Step six, we were entirely ready to have our community take our flaws and show us how to make them our strengths. Step seven, we asked humbly that the carnival take our flaws and guide us to the path of Shangri-La. Step eight, we made a list of all persons we hurt during our lives and became willing to admit our fuck-ups and change our ways. Step nine, we forgive ourselves as long as we try to fix our fuck-ups without causing any more drama. Step 10, we continue to fix ourselves daily as soon as we realize that we fucked up. Step 11, the truth of the matter is that we can lean on Juggalo family so we can find happiness. Step 12, having our eyes open to this new way of life, we now carry this message to other addicts who are still suffering, whether Juggalo or not, because every human matters. All right, so with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get to the notes for this meeting. Too many things open on my computer right now. All right. Let me fix a few things real quick. All right. All right, so going forward, we are going to be having meetings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to be switching to Wednesdays going forward. Dee is going to be hosting us on Fridays. Frank's going to be on Mondays. We'll also have all of this updated on the website. You can also find these videos pre-recorded on the YouTube, and we do also have the Patreon if you choose to subscribe to that. So Every Day I Die is a great representation of what it's like every day in active addiction. Waking up, first thought on your brain is, what are you going to get into that is going to be your goal for getting fucked up that day? What kind of situations are you going to end up in where there might be drugs or drinking involved, because that's the highlight of your day. All of your friends are out there checking in on you because they see that you've been going a little hard. And at some point, they just stop coming around because you're not changing your ways. So, how are you supposed to pick up those pieces? When your friend group has left you and you feel utterly alone because you've chosen to continue to do all of these destructive behaviors that have put you in this position time and time again. Well, first step is always just admitting that there is an issue. There's something there that you have to fix. And whatever that issue is up to you to then fix it. You can, you know, reach out to your homies if you have any around that are willing to work with you. If not, you've got groups like us that will help you work through the bullshit there. I so what's after that? What's after your first step? Admitting that you've got your shit fucked up and you need to do some more shit. So where do you go next? Do you start with a 12-step program? Do you start with just community-based organizations? Do you just try to do it all yourself, which is, probably not always the best way to do it, because if you only have yourself to rely on, you're the only one to blame when you fuck up. So it's something to think about. So after you've handled that, you start working a program, you start working your way towards sobriety. What changes in your life? Does anything really change other than the fact that, you're not doing the same shit you used to be? Well, it's all really the same. The only thing that's different is you're not getting fucked up every possible chance you have. My first two gatherings I don't remember much of. And then after that, been sober sailing, really not that much different. Probably a lot more fun and a lot less expensive because I'm not spending all my money on all the dumb shit I used to. Well, but that's about all I really have to say at this time. If you guys have any stories to talk about your steps on early sobriety or any interpretations of what we were talking about today, feel free.
I guess, oh, Jesse, raise your hand. Oh, wait.
So I have a question. How do freaking emergency systems have a different time when you live in an apartment building than the real time? I'm so confused because I would say I can't look at my building because then I won't know what fucking time it is anymore. That's why I said that it was 9:05 when it was literally almost 8 o'clock.
Yep, sounds like your building's gotta be some kind of broken over there.
Some kind of broken and people try to fix it, but I guess they're broken too because no one knows what time it is.
Dope. I love it.
I guess your building didn't roll with the daylight savings time.
No, but that wouldn't even be daylight savings time. That's not a time that it is anywhere in the world. I don't think, at least.
I don't know. I'm just joking.
I don't know.
So I got something. Because for me, the hardest thing was to come to terms that I needed help. So to getting to step one took like 18 years of misery for me. Um, and like you were saying, I lost like all my friendships and all the people that cared about me. Even if they loved me from way far away. And some of those really starting to come back into my life. Almost 4 years sober, like people I wouldn't expect. And there was a few that stayed there, but it was from a distance, and they always wanted to see me do good. But I had to get to such a state of brokenness before I was willing to admit that I needed any help, even though I knew I needed it long before I asked for it. And everybody told me I needed it way before I was ready to come to terms with that. So for me, the first way I get help every time is getting handcuffs put on me. Being completely removed from society tends to be the way I start my sobriety. Um, but this time, like, I never wanted to like listen to what anybody said in different 12-step programs, and I didn't want help from anybody. Like, I wanted to get sober and be better on my own self will, but I've never learned how to live any differently without the drugs or alcohol. So nothing changed when I did that. This time, when I got sober, I developed a network of people immediately in early recovery throughout a couple different fellowships, and actually worked a 12-step program and continue to work one, no matter what 12-step program I'm involved or spiritual aspect I'm involved in at that time. But I actually like took advice and suggestions to help me grow. Like, a lot of things did change. Maybe not the music I listen to or the stuff that I'm into or like changed necessarily, but like the way I look at things on a mental note. Like, I was just always very negative when I was out there and very angry and very hateful. And I switched my mindset a lot because, like, mindset is a powerful tool, especially in early recovery. So I tried to always find the positive even in the bad situations, and tried to find other positive people around me because I wanted to learn how to be happy and see the better things in life. So a lot of things did change when it came to character defects through the process of working a program and having help from other people. But it wasn't like an easy change. It took time. This is like 18 years of learned behavior, if not longer, before the drugs and alcohol to learn behavior. So it was a lifetime of growing and changing over these past few years, is what it feels like. Um, making up for all the times I wasn't growing like other people were because I was numb with the drugs and alcohol, you know. So um, it took a lot though to get me even to that stage to be willing to accept help. Because before, when people were willing to help, I didn't like what they had to say because I didn't want to change anything. So I wasn't ready to take whatever help was offered.
And I feel that. It's one of those things like going forward in sobriety, especially when you've lived such a wild life early on, it usually takes like the most drastic measures to get you to realize your fuck ups. But after you come out of your lowest of lows and you're back into, regular ass life, but without, your addiction of choice, what really changes in your life? The only thing that ever really changed for me was my expenses. I no longer had all of my expensive bullshit that I was spending. Then I had a lot more money to do a lot more fun things that I could actually remember.
So yeah, I could say that. Yeah, my bank account definitely grew, and I look at like how much I was spending. I'm like, I don't even know how I got by. But then I started doing things like I fell out of passion with because of the drugs and alcohol. You know, like I started drawing and doing artwork again, and like I started fishing. I started doing other things, be right, because all my free time was stuck in these rituals of drinking and drugging and whatever to make myself feel good. So I had to find healthier things that I didn't necessarily always do or quit doing because my addiction was more important, right? So it was like learning a new routine or learning new coping mechanisms or learning things to do in that quiet time or in the times where life may feel a little mundane and boring instead of looking for the chaos and the wild environment that I want to be in, you know, and being okay of being alone or at my house or finding something productive or that makes me feel happy doing, that I didn't that I took for granted because I was too busy drinking and drugging, you know.
Well, that's just the reality of what it is. It's the way shit happens. Anybody else want to share anything? Give
Somebody
you
in
guys a
somebody put
minute.
dead.
No, well, it's a meeting. If you're here, I hope it's helpful. If you want to share anything, now's your chance. Because we're gonna shut down here momentarily if nobody else feels like sharing. Russ, it's all good. I understand it. I know it's one of those situations. If we got nothing to talk about, the message was what the message was, and if you can take something from it, that's good enough. Now, Brian, you got anything left to add?
Yeah, Josie, two people eating that right now. Man,
Yeah,
we were talking good earlier, Josie. This meeting topic is perfect for you.
right. I know.
Yeah, but I would say there is a bunch of weirdos that I just don't want to talk because I'm tired of people watching when they have no clue. So I'm trying not to get my ass in trouble anymore because, yeah, I
Um,
almost got arrested. I've never been arrested. I hung out with people that have been. I have court in the morning and no one has idea what for. And I don't want to go into it because I've got a restraining order against someone that is fam. So, in case they're watching or ever do, I don't want to say much of anything right now.
well, I'm
Uh,
proud of the new things you started doing that you didn't used to do. I'll leave it at
Well, it's
that.
because they're around.
Good job.
They're around here now. They weren't before. So, it's kind of, I looked and they weren't there. And now all of a sudden they are. But people that don't want to do better are still there at the same time. So, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. type of
It-
thing right now with me.
it
So
is
I'm being
like
very,
that.
very cautious.
And that is part of the reality of existing as a human. Not everybody that's going to be around you is going to have your best interest in mind.
Yeah, well, it's sad that some of the things that are going on, I feel bad for the kids. And like, I tried to go to the library today and almost got glass in my foot. So, yeah, creepy, not fun.
Nah,
And wasn't me.
it happens.
Yep.
No, but with that, if nobody else has got anything to share for the meeting, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Hope everybody has a good evening.
Good one.